story. The Abyssal Canopy. The forest beckoned with an alluring mystery as I ventured into its depths, the crunch of fallen leaves beneath my boots echoing through the towering trees. An uneasy silence enveloped the woodland, broken only by the occasional rustle of unseen creatures. The canopy above cast a dappled play of shadows, creating an ethereal dance of light and darkness. As I delved deeper, the air grew thick with a palpable tension, and an oppressive stillness settled around me. My senses tingled with an unspoken warning, a primal instinct that something lurked in the shadows, watching my every move. The path worn by the footsteps of those who had come before me twisted and turned, leading me deeper into the heart of the ancient woods. The sunlight filtered through the dense foliage, creating a mosaic of emerald hues that danced upon the forest floor. Yet, an inexplicable chill coursed through my veins, a foreboding acknowledgement that I was not alone in this vast expanse of nature. As I rounded a bend, the forest opened into a small clearing, a haven of serenity within the arboreal labyrinth. A gnarled oak stood at the center, its twisted branches reaching toward the heavens. But the tranquility was shattered by a guttural growl that resonated through the air, sending a shiver down my spine. A creature emerged from the shadows, a grotesque amalgamation of fur and scales, its eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity. Its form, hunched and menacing, betrayed a primeval lineage that stirred the deepest recesses of my fear. The creature's breath, a hot and rancid gust, hung in the air like a spectral warning. I stood frozen, my gaze locked with the beast. Its eyes held a malevolence that transcended the natural order, a feral intelligence that spoke of ancient forgotten realms. The creature's fur seemed to ripple with an otherworldly energy, blending seamlessly with the twisted undergrowth. With a sudden burst of movement, the creature lunged forward, a blur of predatory instinct. I stumbled backward, the forest floor uneven beneath my feet. The chase had begun, a deadly dance between hunter and prey under the shadowed embrace of the trees. As I sprinted through the labyrinth of the forest, the creature's growls reverberated behind me, a relentless pursuit that echoed through the dense foliage. The once familiar path became a maze of uncertainty, the trees closing in like silent sentinels. A strange luminescence emanated from the creature's eyes, casting an eerie glow that illuminated the path ahead. My breaths came in ragged gasps, the oppressive air thickening with the stench of fear. The forest, once a sanctuary, had become a realm of primal terror. In a desperate bid to evade the creature, I veered off the path into the underbrush, the foliage tearing at my clothes and skin. The beast, undeterred, crashed through the vegetation, its predatory pursuit unyielding. The forest seemed to close in around me, its ancient whispers now a cacophony of dread. I stumbled upon a forgotten altar, its moss-covered stones telling tales of a time when the woods were revered and feared. The creature's growls reverberated through the clearing, a disconcerting harmony that echoed with the haunting melodies of the unseen. I pressed on, driven by a primal instinct to escape the clutches of this malevolent force. The trees, their branches entwined like skeletal fingers, seemed to conspire against me. The creature's form flickered in and out of the shadows, a nightmarish apparition that defied the laws of nature. As the pursuit reached a fevered pitch, I stumbled upon a dilapidated structure, an ancient ruin swallowed by the encroaching wilderness. The creature's growls grew louder, its presence looming like a specter in the fading light. With no other options, I sought refuge within the decaying walls. The ruin's interior was a labyrinth of crumbling corridors and forgotten chambers. The air hung heavy with the stench of decay, and an oppressive darkness clung to the shadows. I navigated through the ruins, my footsteps echoing like a haunting refrain. In a chamber adorned with archaic symbols, I found a sliver of solace. The creature's growls echoed from the outside, its presence a malevolent force that prowled just beyond the crumbling walls. As I caught my breath, the symbols seemed to pulsate with an unseen energy, as if resonating with the ancient power that bound the creature to the forest. A realization dawned, a pact, an ancient covenant that shackled the creature to the heart of the woods. The ruins, once a place of reverence, now held the key to understanding the malevolent force that pursued me. The forest had become a prison, and the creature a guardian twisted by the passage of time. As I contemplated this revelation, the ruins seemed to come alive with spectral whispers, the voices of those who had sought refuge within the ancient sanctuary. The creature's growls transformed into a mournful lament, a sound that echoed through the ruins like a plea for release. A choice lay before me, to break the shackles that bound the creature to the forest, or succumb to the inexorable force of its pursuit. The symbols on the walls seemed to guide me, their ethereal glow beckoning toward a path that defied the natural order. With a solemn determination, I traced the symbols with my fingertips, each stroke resonating with an unseen energy. The air crackled with an arcane force as the ruins embraced the ritual of liberation. The creature's growls intensified, a symphony of desperation that seemed to pierce the very fabric of the forest. In that moment, the ruins became a conduit, a passage between the living and the boundless expanse of the supernatural. The creature's form flickered, its once menacing silhouette now a manifestation of ethereal release. The forest, once a prison of ancient power, shuddered with the seismic energy of liberation. As the creature dissolved into the luminescent ether, the forest fell into an eerie calm. The ruins, now devoid of the malevolent force that had bound the creature, stood as a testament to the timeless struggle between the living and the ancient powers that lurked within the heart of the woods. I emerged from the ruins, the forest now cloaked in a serene tranquility. The trees, their branches outstretched like protective guardians, whispered tales of liberation that echoed through the clearing. The once frightening luminescence of the creature's eyes had become a distant memory, a haunting reminder of the thin veil that separated the natural from the supernatural. With a newfound understanding of the ancient pact that bound the creature to the forest, I exited the woods, the towering trees standing sentinel to the untold mysteries that lay within. The forest, once a realm of primal terror, had become a sanctuary where the echoes of liberation lingered in the whispering winds. Story 2. Ephemeral Reflections. The sun dipped below the horizon as I ventured into the heart of the woods, the canopy above casting elongated shadows on the path ahead. The serenity of the forest enveloped me, the rustling leaves and distant calls of nocturnal creatures creating a symphony of nature. Little did I know that this serene journey would lead me to the edge of a haunted lake, where the boundaries between the living and the spectral would blur into a nightmarish dance. As I followed the winding trail, a subtle unease settled in my chest. The air grew thick with an unspoken foreboding, and the rustling leaves seemed to whisper secrets of the woodland's hidden depths. Ignoring the tendrils of apprehension, I pressed on, guided by an unseen force that drew me deeper into the heart of the ancient forest. The path eventually opened up to a clearing, and there it lay, a lake, its surface reflecting the waning light like a sheet of liquid silver. The water was eerily still, as if nature itself held its breath in reverence for the haunted secret that lay beneath its tranquil facade. As I approached the lake's edge, a spectral mist began to rise, swirling and dancing with an ethereal grace. The air took on a bone-chilling chill, and the once inviting water now seemed to ripple with a malevolent energy. The forest, which had embraced me with its serene beauty, now exuded an aura of unspeakable horror. A compulsion, almost magnetic, pulled me closer to the water's edge. The mist thickened, weaving an intricate tapestry of ghostly shapes that seemed to beckon from the depths below. My reflection, distorted and elongated, stared back at me with hollow ease, a harbinger of the haunted nightmare that awaited. With each step, the forest behind me seemed to dissolve into an oppressive darkness, leaving only the haunted lake and its spectral mist. The whispers of unseen entities mingled with the soft lapping of the water, creating a disconcerting symphony that resonated with the shadows. As I stood at the edge, the water's surface began to ripple, distorting my reflection into grotesque contortions. A voice, faint yet omnipresent, emanated from the depths below, an ancient lament that spoke of forgotten sorrows. The haunted lake had come alive with a spectral energy that defied the laws of nature. The mist coalesced into wisps that danced around me, their touch sending shivers down my spine. I felt an unseen force guiding me forward, urging me to step into the water, a threshold between the tangible and the otherworldly. The decision was no longer mine to make. The haunted lake held me in its spectral embrace. As my foot touched the water, an electric chill surged through my body. The lake, once a mere reflection of nature's beauty, now pulsed with an otherworldly energy. The haunted mist enveloped me, and the world around me dissolved into a surreal dreamscape. The whispers grew louder, their voices weaving a tale of sorrow and longing. Faces materialized in the mist, each one a visage of spectral anguish. The haunted lake, a repository of forgotten souls, had become a mirror to the ethereal realm, a place where the living and the dead converged in a haunting embrace. My surroundings transformed into a dreamscape of distorted reality. The haunted mist coiled around me, and the faces within it mirrored expressions of despair and agony. An unseen force compelled me to witness the spectral visions, the ephemeral reflections of souls trapped in the limbo between life and death. The haunted lake's surface undulated like a living entity, its depths concealing the tormented souls that sought release. The voices, a haunting chorus, echoed through the ethereal realm, each lament a testament to the haunted lake's spectral legacy. A spectral figure emerged from the mist, a silhouette of ephemeral grace that seemed to transcend the boundaries of existence. Its eyes, pools of sorrow, locked onto mine. The haunted lake had manifested a guardian, a spectral entity bound by the tormented echoes of its past. The guardian's voice, a soft murmur, resonated within my mind. "You have ventured into the realm where the living and the dead converge. The haunted lake, a mirror to forgotten sorrows, has chosen you as its witness." The mist enveloped us, and the guardian gestured toward the spectral visions unfolding within the haunted lake. Each face reflected a life marred by tragedy, their silent cries echoing through the ethereal realm. The haunted lake, a repository of haunted memories, sought release through the witnessing of its spectral legacy. As I beheld the haunting visions, a profound sorrow gripped my soul. The haunted lake's guardian, a spectral warden of the ethereal realm, implored me to understand the price of its haunted existence. The spectral figures within the mist reached out, their ethereal touch leaving an indelible mark on my consciousness. In that surreal dreamscape, the haunted lake became a vessel of collective pain, a repository of forgotten stories seeking acknowledgement. The guardian, its form shifting between light and shadow, conveyed the haunting tale of a cursed existence bound to the water's edge. As the spectral visions unfolded, the guardian's voice wove a tapestry of sorrow, a lament for lives lost and memories entwined with the haunted lake's murky depths. The ethereal realm, a manifestation of the haunted lake's spectral energy, pulsed with the collective anguish of the forgotten souls. With a final gesture, the guardian released me from the ethereal embrace. As I stepped away from the haunted lake's edge, the spectral mist began to dissipate, and the forest around me slowly regained its tangible form. The once haunted lake returned to a mere reflection of the moonlit sky, its spectral legacy concealed beneath the tranquil surface. I stumbled back from the water's edge, the haunted visions lingering in my consciousness. The forest, once a serene sanctuary, had revealed its haunted secret, a lake bound by the tormented echoes of forgotten sorrows. The guardian, a spectral warden of the ethereal realm, imparted a profound understanding. The haunted lake sought witness to its spectral legacy, a plea for acknowledgement that transcended the boundaries between the living and the dead. As I emerged from the woods, the moon cast its silvery glow upon the path ahead. The haunted lake, now a mere reflection in the distance, whispered its spectral lament in the rustling leaves and the soft wind that carried the echoes of forgotten sorrows. The ethereal realm, a tapestry of haunted memories, lingered in the haunted lake's wake, an ephemeral reflection of the spectral legacy that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead.